G'day, welcome back to Minecraft Down Under's side series called Hunting for Diamonds. This is episode or live stream number 9. This series is just an offshoot of my main series where we do some mining, gathering resources and talking about the week that was. Now, it has been a very exciting week for me. Very stressful week, so I've got a lot to talk about tonight. A funny story with Venom and some very sharp scissors and a hospital visit and everything like that. So stay tuned. I will explain everything in due time. So, all right, let's get started the strip and we'll go from there. Now, all right, so last mining live stream, we actually were going right through a ravine, if I remember correctly, and we had some nasty mobs trying to eat us, but that's okay. So what we'll do is just hello, where did you come from, mate? It's too early in the morning for this. Get over there, go for a dip in that lava. I have a kitty cat wrapped around my feet right now. Flamin' galah. See, that's how I know it's the morning. Because, you know, the cats are all like, feed me, it's food time. I don't know, I felt a kitty cat. Yep, that's definitely a kitty cat. Oh, crocky. It was Gigi. Okay. There's another, it looks like a dual ravine in here. But I'll grab the coal because we're currently filling up. Actually, I don't need to grab all the coal today. I just figured that, yeah, we don't need to grab all the coal. You're probably like, okay, why don't we need to grab all the coal data? Well, because I've got nearly a full double chest over on the new Wither Skull farm. That new Wither Skull farm, oh, guys, if you haven't seen the last few episodes, you need to go check it out. The Wither Skull farm, we've got over a stack of skulls already. It is absolutely nuts. Not barely any effort, but minimal work, I should say, versus, you know, the traditional Wither skeleton farm. You know, it's nothing like the old days where you had massive platforms with, you know, huge, you know, flying machines pushing mobs to side. No way. I've got this like 9 in each direction platform, and they just sort of sort themselves out, and it's brilliant. And no slabbing, okay, sorry, I tell a lie. There is a little bit of slabbing, just the fortress itself. Other than that, you don't need to slab anything because we built in a soul sand valley. It's just changed so much since, you know, back in the day. I'm going to say that's going to make me sound old. Venom's like, you are old. But, yeah, I just cannot believe how, you know, much more simple the new Wither skeleton farms are easy to build now. So you can build one really fast if you start a new world pretty quick. But the only condition, you just find one in a soul sand valley, because soul sand, in soul sand valley, nothing really spawns except a few skeletons. That's right. So technically the entire valley of soul sand is already slabbed for you. You just got to find a fortress somewhere in the middle of it, which we managed to do, and it just works so well. Even when we didn't slab it, it was working, and when we did slab it, it worked even crazy. Like, seriously, we hit the entity cap of Wither skeletons within probably few minutes, about 3 to 5 minutes. We hit entity cap, no problem. So one swipe, and then we got a few skulls. It's just so awesome. Needs a little bit more work to finish it off, but yeah. So that was really our week, starting from Sunday. We really nailed the whole Wither skeleton farm. I'm really impressed and really happy with it. And yes, and last episode I was in a bit of a trolly mood. I knew people would call me out for it, but I'm like, I'm going to kill multiple withers, and ended up killing multiple withers at the same time, but using the bedrock trick technique. I think that yeah, that might have upset a couple of people, obviously, but I tried to warn everybody I was in a trolly mood. But yeah, very, very crazy, good, productive week when it comes to that. Now, I didn't stream on Tuesday night. Oh, I didn't stream or shoot the episode on Tuesday night. Some people were like, "Where's today's episode? It's not here." Well, got a story. There's a story there. There's a story behind that one too. So I ended up in hospital a couple of days this week. Not good, but we'll see if I can tell the story. And the story's got a really big reason why I'm going to tell this story. Normally, I keep any medical stuff personal. Usually you don't go doing that. I don't tend to go around telling everyone my medical stuff. But this actually has a very funny story with Venom and a pair of scissors and an IV. Yeah. See, so it's got a funny twist. I thought I'm gonna definitely tell on Venom this episode. I have to. All right, it's gonna be funny. All right, is that a 2? Oh, there's a little bit bigger, than a 2 patch. I think there was a 3 patch. Is there one in the corner? No, nah, just a 3 patch. Nothing special, unfortunately. Nothing special. Okay, so let's jump into this story. Are you guys ready? Right, we'll start with the how Data got into the hospital in the first place. Then we'll end up with the story of how Venom did some bad things with scissors. And she's already sighing in the background. She's like, "I can't believe you just about tell everybody." Okay, so anyway, a couple of months back, I ended up getting this rash on my legs. And went to the doctors like normal, and he's like, "It's eczema, don't worry about it too much." Anyway, long story short, I didn't worry about it too much. Turned into something a lot more. It turned into an infection and spread through, a bunch of me. And apparently I woke Venom up in the middle of the night shaking and sweats and white as a ghost and not functioning correctly. And Venom's like, "Well, something definitely is not going on right." So she obviously got the kids looked after, rushed me up to hospital because she knew something wasn't right straight away. And it ended up being an infection that started in my leg on the same so-called eczema rash. They took bloods and everything else, all in hospital, and said, "Yep, you have one stonking infection going on." I was like, "Great." So obviously, I didn't stream on that night because that's where I was. I couldn't stream, so I couldn't shoot an episode, couldn't stream, couldn't do anything. So it kind of sucked. Waited in the hospital for them to run more tests and then pump me full of antibiotics and all that sort of stuff to get me all get everything okay. But they wanted to keep me in for about 4 days and stick me on a antibiotic drip thing, for the next 4 days straight. That's how bad it was. I was like, wow, I don't want to stay in hospital. So they gave me an option. They said there's an option called hospital at home, and I was like, "Ooh, what's that option? I like that option." So obviously yep, because I want to go home. I don't want to spend time in hospital. Screw that. So, nobody likes, well, I'm a typical bloke. I don't like going to the doctors or hospitals. But I didn't want to spend the next 4 days in hospital. I wouldn't have been out till Sunday. So they said, "Yeah, we can hook you up and put a bung in your arm and give you a big bottle of antibiotics that's slowly feeding over 24 hours. And we come out to your home pretty much and put new bottles of antibiotics. You just got to carry around, obviously, the bottle and make sure the line doesn't, get caught on anything. It's, and make sure you're bunging the arm or the needle part that goes into your arm, so it goes into your blood. Make sure you rest." And they went over all these conditions, like, "Well, we're allowing you to do this, but you gotta, not do anything strenuous and stay in him. You have to rest." Yeah. They just pretty much put it's like, treat yourself like you're in hospital still, but you're at home. We come to your home. And I was like, sweet. I like this program. Obviously, I was like, I thought it was fan-bloody-tastic. So, signing my life away, you know, and all the paperwork and stuff like that, and them going over the rules about the bottle and the all that stuff and the IV line, and oh, Struth, it was a pain in the bum. But I managed to get myself released back home, and the first night was a bit uncomfortable. I must admit, was extremely uncomfortable having this bottle and this line going to your arm and trying to sleep. Oh, bit of a pain in the bum. But anyway, the next day I managed to get through my first night. I got some sleep. I was dead tired for being at the hospital all night. And Venom was dead tired, so we went to bed so early. It was really, really early, you know, just crashed. And the next day, obviously, felt refreshed finally. The antibiotics going through was working. My fever and the chills and Data being white as a ghost went away, and all that good stuff. And this so-called infection was hopefully getting under control. And the bed wasn't shaking. And so next day I went and took a shower. Now, they say when you take a shower with this thing on, you've got to cover it. They say to use a garbage bag, and Venom's like, okay, Glad wrap is still good. And the nurse said, yeah, wrap your whole arm in Glad wrap, hold the bottle out of the shower, okay? Hold the bottle of antibiotics out of the shower. So obviously, Venom wrapped me in, Glad wrap. I took a nice warm shower. It was great, fantastic. I was like, sweet. So, got out. I'm like, Venom, I'm going to need a hand drying myself a little bit here because, I've got to hold this bottle and all the line and everything. But Venom grabbed the towel, went to the bedroom, and Venom started cutting the Glad wrap off my arm. And next minute, she cut through the IV. And on one end, we had antibiotics squirting out everywhere, and the other one, we had blood coming back up the line.
Did it come out?
And Venom's face at this point, that face of, I've gone and fucked up. Yeah, that face. You know that face? I think everybody's had that face once in their lifetime. And that she had like the colour drained from her face, realised, holy crap, I was cutting off the Glad wrap, and I've cut his IV line. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. So Venom goes into, okay, what do I do next? She immediately ties the line off on the bottle side, and then she ties the line off on my arm side without trying to rip it out of my arm, obviously. And she works pretty quickly, but she's like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. So she rings the emergency line that they give you for hospital in the home and explains she's accidentally cut it. Obviously, they said, how did you stop it? How did you stop the, the flow on both ends, etc., etc.? That's what they were worried about the most straight away. And so she explained how she did it. She tied a knot, very, very crazy knot in the tube on both ends, and then and then they're like, okay, bring him up immediately. So obviously we jumped in the car and went back to the hospital for the second day in the row. I was like, fantastic. So yeah, off to the hospital again. Went to the hospital, the home part of things in the hospital, and obviously they, redid everything, re-put a new thing in the arm, and re-bandaged everything. It gave me a new bottle, and Venom's like, oh, she just kept apologizing over and over again. Look, she was so embarrassed. She's like, I'm sorry, I was just cutting off the Glad wrap. I didn't mean to cut the line, and but the nurses did. They found it super hilarious. She was dying inside. I was, ever since I've been called.
It doesn't help what you said.
Yeah, no, yes, okay. When we went to the hospital, I did call her Edward Scissorhand in front of everybody.
So what happened?
yeah, they were like, what happened? And I'm like, well, there's Edward Scissorhand here. And she's like, she died inside a little bit more. And I thought, this is great. I'm going to milk this. She's like, you're a pain in the bum. I'm like, my revenge. But they were just explained to her, don't worry too much. These accidents do happen. We got on top of it quickly. They explained that they had a dog chew through a line once. And yeah, they made things feel a lot better for her. Oh, crikey. But, guys, it's just one of those faces. You'll never forget it. I will never forget it. I was standing there naked, dripping, and they're like, let me take this freaking, the Glad wrap off so we can start drying you. Snip, snip, psh, 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 and her face. I literally watched the colour drain from her face. And she's now angry with me because I seem to give her crap about it a lot.
You were messaging everybody in the hospital.
I was like,
messaged my best friend and was like, Venom tried to kill me.
Yeah, I did try to tell. I told everybody she tried to kill me. I did. I admit it. I played that. I'm like, yeah, she tried to kill me. She tried to cut my IV. And the response from people like, what? She did what? And then they message her, and then she had to like tell them what happened. And I thought it was fantastic.
At one point, I got a message going, Venom, how could you?
Yeah. We had Jimmy on the line going, how could you? What's going on? What the hell? And I'm sitting back, smile to ear going, oh, this is the best troll. This is great. This is fantastic.
Except you don't realise the fact that I could have actually killed you.
So, I don't know. There you go. That literally was my week this week. Oh, just, yeah, that's exactly why I didn't stream or shoot a episode on Tuesday. I only missed one episode this week. I think I'm doing pretty good. Now, obviously, I'm still, as I'm recording and streaming right now, I'm still hooked up to this IV bottle, and it's in my pocket. Yep, on my top pocket, going down into my arm. I think I'm doing a good job there. You know, I MacGyvered it. They give you like this, how do you explain it? They give you a bum bag, fanny pack, whatever. They call it a fanny pack over there. Yeah. Like a special medical one where it's like, you know, shielded from heat and stuff. And you put it around you so you can put your IV in there, and you run the cable. And then you've got like this netting one for the shower. And yeah, like flame and galah. So yeah, that's why I started the episode today a little bit earlier than normal, guys, is because I've got one of those doctors coming around to change said bottle just after stream. I hope he's not early, or else we're going to have to call the stream a little bit earlier than normal. It'll be a very short mining live stream, so I do apologize if that actually does happen. So I'm hoping if everything goes to schedule, I started earlier, as long as he doesn't come earlier, I should be okay. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, everything is back to normal by Sunday, Monday. That's what I'm hoping for. The next attempt isn't going to miss? That's not very nice.
You're not very nice.
What am I going to do with you?
Well, not call me Edward Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands, you know. Oh, crikey. Oh, that was bloody brilliant. But yeah, so that's what's happened to me this week, and yeah, I thought I would talk. I wasn't going to talk about it. Like, I would have just said I had doctor's appointments. I should have stuck with that.
Yeah.
I thought to myself, you know, I wasn't going to talk about it, but then, you know, the whole cutting of IV and Venom's face and that whole drama thing, I thought, oh, it's brilliant. It's just a story to tell on the stream.
Sitting there saying, he's sat on the side of the bed, uncontrollably shivering,
Yeah.
Could not get warm. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you need to go to the hospital. I'm fine.
I'm a typical bloke. I think any bloke
That doesn't
here.
make it okay. No.
Yeah, okay. It took a lot of convincing for Data to go to the hospital. All right. Yes. Okay. You can tell everybody that. That's fine. But you cut my IV line.
The IV line that you only had in your arm because I forced you to go.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, yeah. You got to mention that.
Oh, truth. So yeah, I've been what we call milking it. You know, giving her absolute crap for, absolute crap.
A solid 24 hours.
Oh, I couldn't help myself. I just had to message people. I had to tell people, and Venom's just dying in a hole. Like, why, please? But I'm pretty sure she's planning the revenge because, you know, that's how it happens with couples. They will definitely find she'll definitely find something and she'll give absolute crap for.
Oh, you want to know something? There's been plenty of times where I could have given you crap and I haven't because I'm like, it's a bit of a delicate situation. It could go either way. So
Yep.
I'll just leave it be.
Mhm.
Not anymore, buddy. The gloves are off.
Oh, the gloves are off.
If you cry, that's just going to make it better.
I'm not going to cry. There's a difference. If you actually do get something on me, I don't have to tell any of the fans. They won't know.
I have a YouTube channel too.
Ow! Ow! Go away.
Oh, look at that karma.
It's not a karma train, all right?
Yeah, that was karma already. I have a YouTube channel. I'll just go live on my own channel. Story time with Venom. Yeah, you didn't pick it out, did you?
Story time with no Venom. I'm trying to... Actually, I don't even know why I'm putting this ramp in. Bloody water. What a pain in the bum. There we go. What a pain in the bum. Oh, yeah, no, that's just leaking everywhere at this point. There's probably just, one source. I'll take care of the source, boom, and that would fix that problem. Get out of here. Take a swim in the hot tub. Yeah, you too, mate. You wanna take a swing? A swim? There we go. Look at
And
that.
now it's dark and creepy tennis ball.
Venom, stop. It's okay. It's all right. There, see? Done it.
Do you know what my revenge is going to be?
Oh, no.
The next time you're sick like that, I'm just going to call your mother.
No, don't call me Mima.
And she can take you to the hospital
Get-
and I'll
no.
stay home with the kids.
I am not going to the hospital with my Mima.
Oh, you will be. I'll just shove you out the door.
That's not very nice, Venom. I can't believe you would go so low like that.
Well,
Nobody calls you. No, you just don't do that. That is not right.
you called my dad.
It was feel funny.
You are so lucky I love you. So lucky I love you.
All right, got some diamonds. There we go. Oh, I took a lot of the cobble out of these chests, guys, because see all the cobble because we smelted those to smooth, and we smelted those ones to smooth. And where did I put that coal? I will just put this one down here. We smelted it to smooth, and we used it in the current farm. That's what we did. So if you're wondering where all that cobblestone has gone to, that's where it's gone.
That's a deal. You take him.
Oh, Flavin'
He
Galah.
is a very, very, very hard patient, Roy.
I'm not a hard patient.
Oh, you are the biggest pain in the bum. You're like that 90-year-old man.
No.
Leave me alone. Don't touch me. I don't want to go. I'm fine. You're like that 90-year-old man patient.
Oh, great. Okay, so, yeah, there you go. That was the story. I thought I would tell it with everybody. You feel free to PM Venom over Discord on how she almost killed Data.
Really?
That would be obviously appreciated.
Really?
Struth. Oh, crocky. I hear nasties. There's water everywhere. It's just waterlogged. I hate it. I'm just trying to get a bit of coal. I'm not trying to mine entire patches out because we've got so much, but just a little bit. Like flame and galah.
When I got into my accident, no one else called my mum. Didn't have to. I somehow managed to call her while I was yelling in pain.
How did you... Oh, did you butt dial?
No, I have a feeling it's like impulse. The first person you call when you're in trouble.
I tried to refrain from calling my mum. She's a bit of a nut job, unfortunately. Yeah. I know, but it's my mum. I'm allowed to call her a nut job and get away with it because she still loves me. It doesn't matter what. Even if she was watching, she won't watch though. Alright, yeah, so we'll stop giving Venom crap for now, but we'll bring it up in the future, okay? She's sighing a lot now. But anyway, so there you go. That was the story time with Data. I think...
Should have told them about the old lady next door.
Oh,
she was
no.
the funniest.
So, okay, alright. So, I was going to move on from this.
And the human malware 2 doors down.
Let's not talk about that either.
That was actually, you need to tell that bit. Like how they come in with these symptoms and the doctors are like, you know, they've put them on alert for human malware because that was the symptoms. And the only way we knew was the doctor comes out and goes, do you know where the malware information packs are? The look on Data's face.
I'm like 2 beds away from this person. Of course, look on Data's face.
Data's like,
hell no, I'm getting out of here. Like, get me out of here. Anyway, one quick story on top of that story. But when I was in hospital, receiving obviously all the injections and blood tests, etc., there was another lady a couple of beds down. She got discharged. She looked old, but she got discharged and she refused to go. I was like, oh no. She sounded like a sweet old lady, but as soon as they're like, all right, you're good, you're discharged now, you got to go home. And she's like, no, I'm not going. I'm just like, uh-oh. And then she's like, the nurse is like, you have to go. That's it. You're not our patient anymore. We'll call you a taxi or a cab, whatever you guys want to call it, and we'll get you home. And she's like, I hate the sound of your voice. I'm like, oh, okay, so that's escalating. This little old lady. I was like, okay, it is. It's definitely escalated. Now she's like telling everybody to shut up. She doesn't want to go anywhere. I'm like, oh, okay. They try to calm her down, and about 5-10 minutes passes along, and we're just sort of listening. And well, you couldn't help it. I think the whole freaking ward heard it. And then they like, we don't want to have to go. They're telling this lady, we don't want to go down the next route of options. And she's like, shut up, your voice is annoying, shut up. Just that's all she kept really saying.
And they're like, well, if you just go home.
They were just telling her, if you just go home, you won't have to hear her voice anymore, and trying to get her out the door. But they were being patient. Half an hour passed, and try to convince her even more. And they're like, okay, move to the next stage. Okay, so the next stage obviously happened, which is call security. So two big burly blokes rock up in security, and they're like, what's going on here? Like, and they went straight past me bed and stuff, and I was like, oh no. And then she starts going on, just starts going on and saying, oh, you're here to manhandle me, and does it make you feel big?
Big tough man.
You're big tough man. I was like, oh God, why is she doing this? Why doesn't she just want to go home? I want to go home.
I understand. This was so much funnier because there was so much profanity. She wasn't just saying it how we are.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep the swearing words out.
There was a beep word every second.
There was a lot of beep words in between.
Oh, you think you're so big and tough, big and tough, big and tough.
Yeah, she was a lot of swear words. That's why I think a lot of the ward was like, uh-oh. That's why they tried to keep her calm for a long time, but she just wouldn't listen. So obviously now these two big burly freaking security guards are there, and they're like, she's going on like, you're gonna manhandle me. Do you think you're tough manhandling an old lady? And there's some F's and some C's and some stuff like that in between. I'm keeping it all nice and trying to keep it PG. Couldn't repeat some of the words she was saying, and then she's like, if I was young, I'd get you. I would smash your face. And I was like, what? Coming from this 80, 90-year-old lady, I was like, what? She's nuts. And then, they managed to pick her up and put her in the, in a wheelchair and start wheeling her out to the door. Yeah, they were threatening to call the police. She was just fine with it. She's like, call the police. But they managed to get her in the chair by manhandling her into the chair. What I mean about manhandling, before your pictures like someone getting like choke hold or something. No, they just picked her up and put her in the chair. She called it manhandling. They put her in a wheelchair and started wheeling her down the hallway.
She was
still abusing all the doctors and staff.
Like a big man?
Yeah, and that was the nice version. There's a lot of F's and
she was
C's.
Like, seriously, for Australians, she was Howzo grandma.
Yeah,
Like,
I couldn't believe it.
I'm wetting myself.
Venom thought it's hilarious. I'm like,
Dana's
what?
like, Venom?
That's
not
not
funny. I'm like, no, it's hilarious.
I'm telling Venom off. I'm like, you can't laugh at that. Like, this is a situation here. Like, holy smokes. I couldn't believe it. But, yeah, so Venom still thinks it's bloody hilarious.
Well, I guess just because I worked in the industry for so long, like, I just find those things so amusing. Someone's posting with Siri accidentally in chat.
Oh, someone's posting with Siri? Oh, that's awesome.
I just can't believe how shocked, like, your shocked face was just as good. Like,
I was shocked because this 90-year-old lady just...
Dana was just mortified that she was tiny.
She was tiny,
This
old
tiny
lady.
little firecracker lady.
Just didn't want to go home. And even after like a full hour of convincing and being nice to her, they had to call security. It's not like 60 seconds went past, like, all right, get out. No, they were super nice. They needed the bed because I was in emergency. It was emergency. They needed the bed. They were being very patient, very nice. So, just a whole hour went past before security. And, just things flying out her mouth. I was like, why? Why is she doing this? Like, why doesn't she want to go home?
Oh, well, they were trying to get her to go home. Like, she wanted morphine. She's like, where's my morphine? And she was, like, meant to be going home to meet the palliative care team.
Yeah.
So she obviously was at the end of her life. But, I just... When they're old, they have nothing to lose, and they don't care, and they do it because they can.
Yeah. She was just... But what's disappointing about that situation is, A, she was abusing and threatening and saying all the nastiest words under the sun to the team that just helped her, which was really sad. But plus there was kids. There was kids a couple of doors down. I was like, you serious? They're hearing C's and bashings, and I was like, what the hell's wrong with her?
But that's where you just tell your kids, you're like, listen... obviously that lady's very sick and she's, very upset or something like that. Like, there's ways to explain it to kids.
Yeah, if Jack was there, I'd be like, buddy, that's what happens when you lose your mind. That's called mad cow disease.
Really?
Do not get that. That's what happens.
She was great.
That was shocking. I don't know. She just didn't care anymore. I think that was that point.
She's at that point in her life. She's on palliative care. She doesn't care.
No, man. She's gonna cause a scene.
I'm gonna cark it anyway.
Yep. What are they gonna do? Throw me in jail?
Throw me in jail for the last 2 weeks of my life? Oh no. And then I can imagine imagine her in jail, all the guards walking past. Oh, you think you're so tough, don't you?
They had to wheel her in a wheelchair. She wouldn't make it to jail.
I'm just saying, can you imagine her with the prison guards?
Yeah, like what the flaming galah.
She would have been great.
So yeah, there you go, guys. Another story to add to the crazy list there. All right, what's going on, chat? Been telling all these stories and trying to... Yeah, okay. Is it off? I can't stand it. Driving. I think Roy's still having problems. Hey, Dataless. Hey, how's it going? Welcome. I've met people like that at some of my jobs. They're entitled jerks, what they are. Yep. Harry, hey, mate, I subbed to you about 8 years ago. I did the original Let's Play series, and I remember your week shoutouts for donations with your face cams on. Paying MC again and resubbed. Oh, fantastic, Harry. Feel free to go to the main channel. There's plenty of new showcase videos you probably need to go check to catch up on, and some crazy builds. So head over to the Daedalus822 home YouTube channel, and there's playlists there for all the new content, so you can watch all the new showcase, big builds, etc. that I got up there. But yay, g'day, mate. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. There's people coming in and out, which is great. I mean, it might be she don't want to go home and sit alone. Maybe Drev, maybe, but there's probably...
No, someone was with her, whether it was her daughter. There was someone with her.
Yeah, but okay, yeah, there was somebody with her, we noticed, when she was getting wheeled out by security. This younger,
it's still older, but younger.
Younger, yeah, older but younger was with her, but she didn't say anything, like, you know, if
that was your mother going off her head, would you say something?
I'd be like, Mum, cut it out. We are going home right now.
She'd start on you too. Oh, you're just like them. Do you feel nice and big and tough?
Yes, Mum, get into the wheelchair. Let's go. We're going home. That's what I would have been like. Like, there's a point.
Some people don't handle confrontation too well, though. So, you know. But this happens a lot. Like, as you know, most of my work was centered around aged care. That was my passion.
Yeah.
And
I'm just kidding.
You've got no idea how many of them get really bitter.
When they're old.
No,
yeah.
at the end. They get really bitter and they're just over it. And unfortunately, there's no filter. So it's everyone and it's everything. And then they just hate the world and they're done. They're over it. And it doesn't excuse it, but it happens more than you will ever know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that situation. Venom thought it was hilarious. I was like, Venom, like, stop freaking laughing. That's not funny. But the doctor did come in later on and we did have a talk about it. And the doctor's like, yeah, crazy stuff like that happens all the time. They're used to it.
Keeping them on their toes.
Keeping them on the toes. Oh, flaming galah.
You're trained to deal with it. They tried being nice about it and it didn't work. So, you know, they got, bitchy back at her. Oh, see, Trev, if it was my mum going off her head, I wouldn't say a damn word.
Really?
Yes,
I would. No, I would try. Like, if it was my mum, I would try.
Your mum was never a whacker or anything like that, right? What if that mum gave some really good ass whoopings back in the day? You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, but she's old. She's not going to ass whoop you now.
She was threatening to ass whoop the giant men beside her.
Yeah, but she could barely move, so I don't know.
Because the nurse kept telling everyone to stand back. Stand back, don't go near her, stand back. I reckon if someone got in arm's reach, she would have tried.
Maybe.
It was another day on the job.
Yeah, it was crazy. Absolutely freaking insane.
But the look on your face was great.
Oh, that's another thing. It's exciting. Unfortunately, when you are in hospital, I think that's the most boring bit, is sitting in the really uncomfortable bed while they poke and prod you. To be honest, that's the most boring bit. But having that lady have that meltdown, I suppose, was a good hour plus of entertainment for you mainly. calming you down because you thought it was funny.
Because it was
It wasn't funny. It was very... It's not polite to laugh at other people like that. Oh, Venom. The name suits you perfectly.
It was just super funny. I don't know how you didn't find it super funny.
I did not find it super funny. Not at all.
They're like, come on, you got to go home. And she's all like, catch me outside. How about that?
Her 90-year-old version. Oh, crocky.
It was just great.
Oh, Struth. So, yeah, there you go. It was an interesting week. Oh, midweek, I should say. It was 2 days middle of the week. Now that we're going at the end of the week, going into our Thursday/Friday, yeah. Mighty says, I remember my grandmother one day was able to grab her cane from behind her, smack my brother with it, and pull it back before anyone realized what happened. So she was a quick whoosh one sort of thing. Yeah, but they have those skills.
That's right. So would you say anything to advise grandmother? You're like going to cop her wheelchair to your head.
I don't know. To be honest, if that was my mum, I wouldn't know what to do. Just being totally honest there.
Is it bad of me to say that if that had been my mother, I wouldn't have said anything on the basis of, you know what, this is like her last right.
Her last right to abuse people.
Well, if she wants to go, she's feeling crusty.
Take her home, wheel her in front of the TV, she can yell at the TV some more.
I don't think she yells at the TV. I could only imagine what she says to the palliative care team.
Oh, jeez.
That go in there to look after her. Just give me my morphine and shut up.
Yes, ma'am. No problem. Please, not the cane again.
Oh, man. I can't help it. I'm sorry.
You're mean.
No, I'm not mean. But
Yeah.
These women are paid to do this. These women are trained to deal with this. And these people have done their time.
Yeah.
You know, how many... You never know. Maybe her kids weren't great to raise. Maybe she had really bratty kids.
Maybe.
Maybe that's what made her so bitter.
Maybe. All right, come on. Moving off of this topic. Flamin' Galah. You're going to remember the time that you cut Data's IV and the time the old lady went crazy.
That was great. She was great. She was good entertainment.
Free hospital entertainment. What are you going to do? There we go.
How often she goes in there, 'cause
they seem to know her name. They
knew her very well.
They knew her very well. So yeah, you probably find she was a regular.
I was going to say, being on palliative care too, so she's obviously been through the system because, you know, to get onto palliative care, you've got to go through the system. So, you know, I wonder how often she goes in there and does that too.
Yeah, probably a lot. Okay, moving on.
Okay.
All right. Bye. Yeah. Jeez. I'm not a dumpling. That's not very nice. That's not nice, Venom. That's also very, very offensive to me.
Aw. Okay, I'll put it in chat.
Oh, great. Okay, so moving on. Roy says it's hump day night. Well, it's morning, and we're just going through Thursday now. He said, how's the bins going? What does he mean? Oh, the bin strike? Are we talking about that? It's all over. They got a 10% pay rise. The most well-paid garbage man I've ever freaking ever heard of. Have you heard of a garbage man that gets $110,000 a year?
No, they got a 10%. It's now $120,000.
$120,000 a year to collect garbage bins. We're all in the wrong business, guys. I'm just pointing that out. I couldn't believe that.
And veterinarians saying that they don't even make that much money in a year.
They're entitled. I didn't like that. I just did not like that. I know they work hard, but so does everybody else. But seriously, $120K a year to do garbage.
Due to malware.
Oh, heaps of people.
These guys still have a job.
Yeah.
Like, they should be thankful.
Yeah, no.
It just makes me angry.
Okay.
Drive a truck.
There's a story behind that.
You need to tell them. It's not like the American garbage men. They don't get out of their truck at all.
Yeah, I know.
No. KOR, they do not get out of their trucks.
It's one of
It
those.
is 100% automatic. They pull up to the bin, the arm comes out, it lifts it up. And
We
puts
don't
it back
have any of the old-fashioned bin because when we were talking to Mr. Red about this a while back, he said in America, a suburb in America is done differently. Some suburbs have the automatic arm bin emptier thing. Some suburbs use the old-fashioned men running along the side, grabbing the bins and throwing them in. Is that still the case? Because this was about a year ago now. I'm not 100% sure on how that whole works. But yeah, we had conversations about how the hell did we get in a conversation about bins a year ago? Like, seriously. But yeah, Mr. Red said some suburbs or some areas where he was living had the new fancy garbage trucks which use the arms, and some had the old-fashioned one still runs behind and grabs the bins. So I mean, I'm not sure how that still works. Is it still over there and it works there? But here where we are, the bins are 100% done with like the whole hydraulic arm. The truck pulls up, grabs the bin, empties it, keeps going, and that's all they do. There is no people running behind it, grabbing bins, etc. Nothing. It's all 100% done like that. That's what Venom's talking about. So they sit in their truck and they earn 120k a year to grab garbage bins. Yeah. I think why people are so upset about this whole situation is because a lot of people have lost their jobs due to well, I nearly said it, human malware, due to human malware, and then these people are going on strikes because they want, another $10,000 a year to make it 120k a year to sit there and empty garbage, and that's why people are most upset. Like, a lot of people lost their job to human malware. A lot. And then going on strike and doing that.
That's a bin being empty here in Australia.
There you go. There's a bin. The link in the live stream chat runner is a bin literally being emptied in Australia, right? Like, that's how they do it.
They don't get out of the truck.
Yeah. Marty says, my hometown moved to auto trash just under 20 years ago. They moved to auto recycling about 10 years ago. Okay, interesting. Yeah. I think that's probably what why people are upset, because when this conversation about the bins and strikes and stuff came up in like the notice boards, you had a lot of people very upset with them, demanding all these stuff and not. Yeah, well, you got to understand, our bins didn't get emptied for almost a month. Everybody had to manually pack their cars and go to the garbage tip and empty it themselves. But they still were paying their rates and taxes and stuff. So I could, because here in Australia we actually pay a garbage, curbside
rubbish collection.
Yeah, a levy that allows for the garbage trucks to come grab all your stuff and I think that's what peed people off the most. It's one, they're not getting anything for what they paid for, and they still had to pay the levy. Doesn't matter what, you couldn't stop paying it. And two, that a lot of them lost their jobs due to human malware, and these people wanted even more money. So I think it kind of ruffled the feathers. Yeah, ruffled the feathers. I think it's probably the best way to put it. When it comes to why everybody was up in arms. Whew, crikey. I can't believe we're touching on the bin thing again. Like, Struth, people that are just watching this for the very first time for ages will have no freaking clue what we are flaming talking about. Oh, Struth. Oh, crikey. Yeah, it was just bad timing. I think if they did it a little bit down the track when everything was over and stuff was recovering and people got new jobs, etc., it might have went over a little bit better. That's all I'm trying to say. A bit dark in here.
But they like $110,000 a year to sit in a truck.
Yeah.
In comparison, like nurses don't earn that much, and they're on their feet 24/7.
Okay,
looking
I get
after
it.
people.
Everybody has an opinion when it comes to this topic, and everybody's got things to say about it. But at the end of the day, this is just as crazy. Okay, do you guys pay trash bill monthly?
No.
Here in America, no. It's pretty much in the same states we pay through levies to have garbage disposal. Yes, I think it's about literally a deal with things people don't want. Yeah, okay, yeah. But I think what could have happened, what would have made things a little bit easier, they could have made okay, if the garbage people were going on strike and you're still paying your levies to have, but not have your garbage picked up, you could have you had to take it to the tip, right? Or the garbage, or I don't know what you guys call it.
I think they call it a dump.
The dump? Okay, dump, garbage, tip. I don't know. I don't know what you guys call it over there. We just call it the tip. And pretty much so when you go there, you get stung like, I think it was like $15 for a bootload. So yeah, so you also had that problem too. People, up in arms. But also, what bad for the environment is a lot of low-income house owners were just loading their cars up and dumping it in nature reserves. And I was like, oh no! So it was like this huge trickling down effect. You had the garbage people on strike wanting, a lot more money, and then you had the people. Yeah, it was a huge trickle down effect, which wasn't good. Wrong timing. Said it could have been timed a lot better, but yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Low income earners were dumping rubbish, and it's against the law, and you get fined a lot of money if you get busted. But people do it anyway. They just load their boots up, pull on the side of the road, toss it down into the gullies and stuff. That's what was going on. And it was bad. So they didn't offer any low-income earners any free disposal of their garbage. And yeah. All right, moving on. That's depressing. What the flaming galah? Drev says we don't pay to drop off stuff at landfill. Really? Oh, we do. Like a trailer load is probably about $30. A boot's about $15. That's how much it costs if you want to go to the rubbish dump.
It costs you extra if you've got tires or a mattress or a couch.
They pay per item. Like if you got tires, it's like $10 a tire. If you got mattress, it's $40 per. It's $40 per mattress to dump it off at the dump. I don't know. There's lots of batteries. They're $5 per battery. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. It's just weird. There you go. It's weird.
It's got to do with the processing.
Yeah, it's hard to break it down and process, because here in Oz, we try to recycle a lot of things, and the harder the thing is to recycle, the more expensive it is to dump, because if they have to put it in landfill, as it's called, or the garbage tip, well, it's going to cost you more money. But if it's easy to recycle, it's cheaper, and it becomes free, pretty much. There you go. That's how it works. I don't know why I'm sitting here talking about rubbish. Bloody struth, guys.
But it's great.
Because it's not great. Marty says we pay weight and certain items, additional costs on top. Yeah, pretty much here too. And they do charge by unit, okay? And spin is 2 units, okay? It's interesting. Garbage collection all over the world is just totally different, and there are different names for the landfills, rubbish tips, garbage tips, whatever you want to call it. It's interesting sometimes.
One thing we all call it the same, and that's landfill.
Landfill. Yeah, well, I know what landfill straight away. If somebody said landfill.
Yeah, and that's what they're saying. They call it like a dump or a landfill, a tip or landfill.
Yeah. I totally get it. I totally get it.
Too over
Yeah, some people do. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, Simon. I don't need gold. Definitely do not need gold. Oh, crikey. Alright, what's the time? Oh, Struth. We're going to have to call it soon. I have that doc coming around soon. If you're just showing up, I recommend going back and listening to the story how Venom cut my IV line and craziness ensued. So, yeah, head back and give that a listen to, especially when this is up on YouTube for everybody to watch. And yeah, I think I should turn around now and get ready for my appointment. But guys, hopefully things will go back to normal on Sunday / Monday. Depends, I suppose, where you are in the world. Because when I stream, it's Sunday for me, but it could be Saturday for other people. And Struth. But yeah, yeah. Guys, have a fantastic weekend, and I'll catch you all on, all on Sunday, hopefully. Listen to how Daddy's milking Venny, cutting stuff. Trev, it was funny. Let me have this. Venom has everything.
I don't have everything. What are you talking about?
Okay, you do have everything. Okay, like last week, I spilt a tub of soy sauce all over me, and you've been calling me dim sim ever since. That's not even funny.
Poor dumpling.
Yeah, that's not funny. See, let me have this one thing.
You smelt so bad.
I smell like soy sauce. All right, I'm going. I'm bloody going. Everybody have a fantastic weekend.